Hi there and welcome to this week's Golf Equipment Q&A. I'm Valerie Melvin here with Frank Thomas and we're at the putting pad at Reunion Resort in Orlando, Florida. So hop along for a putting lesson. This week's question was from George. And Frank, George is a proud grandfather. He has some lovely grandchildren that he's getting started into the game, and he was just looking for some words of advice in terms of getting them started on the right track. What do you have to say?
Well, George, first of all, make sure they've got a decent set of clubs. Cutting down your old set and giving it to them is not going to work very well. And there are clubs designed very specifically for juniors, from 5 years old until about 12. When they reach about 12, then you should, get into the regular set, depending on how big they are. However, there are a couple, Google it, junior golf equipment, and you will see Callaway has some, US Kids have got some, and others, and I would definitely select that. But then I think right after that, you need to get a good lesson. There are quite a few good teachers. Generally, the females seem to be very much better at teaching real juniors, but you'll find a lot of other teachers doing that, and get a good teacher to get the full swing. But really, you should start off from the putting green, shouldn't you?
You should really. I know that when I learned to play, starting on the putting green and sort of working back to doing some chipping and then some iron shots, and it wasn't until the very end that, you kind of get out there and got your wood in your hand, and it was a wood back then actually, and started hitting that. But also, I think what Frank says about selecting the correct clubs, because I know that when I started, I had a set of men's clubs, and it leads to all sorts of swing problems later on. So to really get a set that fits the child and is of the correct weight, so that they can handle the weight of the club,
right,
is very important.
And we absolutely recommend putting to start off with, because you start putting, the child can putt very well. You could teach the child how to putt and work on back to chipping, and then a little bit of some of the fairway woods or the other stuff, and keep the bunkers to the end. But I think that's one of the ways to do it. But unfortunately, there are very few people who have had a formal education in putting instruction, and that unfortunately is a fact. And most people, when we ask them, including professionals who taught them how to putt, it was their father, and they teach what works for them. They're not really in a position to give you a formal education on the basic scientific principles. So we do recommend, if you want to get your children onto the fast track into the game, make sure you understand the fundamentals of putting. And we've written a book which is based on the certified putting instructor course we have for professionals, and it's condensed, and the book is called The Fundamentals of Putting, and I do recommend that you go ahead and get that. It's going to help your game, and you're going to be the best grandfather around, because you'll be able to get them on the fast track and really enjoying themselves.
That's good, Frank. Well, listen, thanks for checking in this week. Hope this helped. We'll be back in touch next week, but until then,
may the frog be with you.